Welcome back to my channel. My name's Marissa and I like to talk about books and book design. Welcome to my wrap up and a little bit of some live reading sprints. Hey, how's it going? I am so scatterbrained, so just bear with me. Bear with me today, guys. Okay, hold on, I'm taking a little picture for Instagram. Woo! Okay. Yeah, so I'm sure as many, I don't know about many, you may have noticed, but I have not been posting like at all this month other than my few live streams because I have been moving. So this is like a new background you may not recognize because I'm in my new apartment. And I'm already just like so much happier here. It is such an upgrade and I feel my peace returning to my body. But because of all that craziness, I just have not been able to like sit down and film, let alone edit anything. So that's why I've been gone, but I've been trying to do lives because at least it's like I can take the time out of my day to do that and I don't have to edit anything. And it was one of my goals for the year to go live and do these wrap ups. So yeah, that's a win. Okay, I'm just posting this on Instagram and then we'll get into it. Thank you, Erin. I'm so happy. It's like literally been months in the making. Like I think I decided officially I was going to move in March, and then like the apartment hunt and then actually getting it, packing up, moving. It has just like drained the life out of me. But now we're like finally at the end of it. I just have to do some unpacking and then I'll be living beautifully. So, yeah. Okay, hold on. I'm always like, what should I title these little links? Join live. Join live. Yes. Okay. Popping in, popping. Hey, how's it going? Long time no see. I've been like so MIA. I haven't been able to like catch up on anyone's stuff, but so glad to see you're here. While I am posting this, please tell me either what you're currently reading or like your favorite book from June. I want to know. And we can compare. Maybe we read the same book. I don't know. Okay. It's posted. Reading Arc for Stephen Graham Jones. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know he had a new book coming out. Let me look this up. The Babysitter Lives. Ooh, that sounds good. Admittedly, I need to give him another chance because I read My Heart is a Chainsaw a while ago and I didn't love it. I don't know if he's for me, but maybe I just didn't like that one. But the premise always sounds so good of his books. Okay, I'm looking this one up. The Babysitter Lives. Ooh, this one looks good. No. I'll just read it out loud so we're all on the same page. A new horror novel from the best-selling author of The Only Good Indians and My Heart is a Chainsaw. A mother carries her 6-year-old daughter into the tiled bathroom where the bathtub is already running, is still running, is overflowing, and for a moment the girl calms, seeing her little brother floating face down in the water. His hair a golden halo around him, but then his mother is guiding her face first down into the water. That, as it turns out, isn't just water, but scalding water. And 11 years later, her scream is the drawer screeching out of the counter by the sink. When high school senior Charlotte agrees to babysit the Wilbanks twins. She plans to put the 6-year-olds to bed early, spend a quiet night studying the SITs are tomorrow, and checking the Native American Alaskan native box on all the forms doesn't mean jack if you choke on the test day. But tomorrow is also Halloween, and the twins are eager to show off their costumes. Ron is a nurse in an old-fashioned white skirt uniform, and Desi has an authentic squaw costume, complete with buckskin and feathered headdress. Excitement is in the air. Charlotte's last babysitting gig almost ended in tragedy when a young charge sleepwalked unnoticed into the middle of the street, only to be found unharmed by Charlotte's mother. Charlotte vows to be extra careful this time, but the house is filled with mysterious noises and secrets that only the twins understand. Echoes of horrors that Charlotte gradually realizes took place in the house 11 years ago. Soon, Charlotte has to admit that every babysitter's worst nightmare has come true, though not alone in the house. The Babysitter Lives is a mind-bending haunted house tale from the Jordan Peele of horror literature, Stephen Graham Jones. Okay, that one sounds so good. I think if I give him a second chance, it's going to be with that one. So you'll have to let me know how you like it. Erin says, starting my reread of the Throne of Glass series, but this time reading them in chronological order. So reading the prequel first. Okay, and then are you going to do the tandem read or no? And how do you do that if you're not tandem reading? Haven't read that one, My Heart is a Chainsaw. Always say read Mapping the Interior to Get a Taste. Oh, okay. I haven't even heard of that one, but a novella seems like a smart way to go about it. So thank you for the recommendation. Let's see. I was like, thought I would have had a worse reading month just by how busy I was in June with moving. But I actually read 5 books, so that was good. I think I read 5 because they were mostly like hangovers from May. Didn't have the best reading month, but I had a few good ones in there, so we could go ahead and get into it. Okay, and Erin says, yes, tandem read. It's truly a superior way to do it. Okay. Okay, when I eventually get there, I will have questions for you. Only thing that's different is that the prequel's first, everything else is the same. Okay. Once you do that, let me know if I should do that or if I should read it the way you read it the first time, because I don't know. I know like so many different people have opinions on that, but I don't know anything about it, so. But I need to get through Akatar first. Is that series just called A Court of Roses? Whoa. A Court of Thorns and Roses? Or is there like a series name for it? I don't remember. I'm sure Erin knows though, so let me know. Okay. Let's see. Let me pull up my little slideshow. Okay, here we are. June wrap up. So, oh wait, before we get into this, let's see what Erin said. Just reference the whole series as Akatar. I don't think there's a different term, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think there is. Sometimes that's just like series just kind of go by the name of the first book, but I feel like it's one that would have an extra name, but I don't know what it would be. What is the name of like, I'm like, my brain is short circuiting right now, and it's also been a minute since I read them. I've only read the first 2. But what is the name of like the fairy world in that series? Is it just called fairy or does it have a name? Because I know like the night court is like Valaris, but that's like a small part of it. So anyways, not important. Let's get into the slideshow. Okay. June wrap up. So I read 5 books in June, some misses, but some good ones. So let's just get into it. The first book I read was The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. This is a Wait, okay, sorry. I keep getting distracted, but let's finish this conversation with Erin. The world's called Prythian. Prythian. Made up of different courts. Okay. So, like, no, you definitely would not call it, like, the Prithian series. The Courts series. There's too many books that are, like, a court of blank, 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 which are definitely, like, copying ACOTAR, but anyways. So, yeah, I read The Ever King. That was the first book I finished in June, and this is a romantasy book. Pretty well known within the genre, I'd say. And as you can see, it was not that big of a hit with me. I actually really did think I was gonna like this one, even though I'm not the biggest romantasy reader. Just like the premise was very interesting because unlike a lot of the other romantasy books, this one has of course I'm forgetting the terms now, but they're like a sea fairy, like ocean fairy. I'm forgetting if there's a term for it, but like they're like fairies of the sea. And if you know me, you know I love mermaids and anything related to like the ocean. So I thought it would like be good for me. Um, but to be honest, I was just kind of bored. And I didn't care about any of the characters or the romance. So that's like really, really tough when you're reading a romantasy and you just like cannot be bothered to care. Um, yeah, I'm trying to even remember what the plot is to tell you, and it's like so just like nothing that I don't even know what to say. But basically, there are two sort of fairy courts. One is like the daughter of a king, and they're like the land fairies, and then the guy is like of the sea fairies. And there was this war between them like 10 years ago or something, and when that sea fairy was a little boy, he was like being held prisoner there, and like that's when they first met. And then years later he like kidnaps her to get revenge on the king, and of course they end up falling in love, and that's kind of just the whole book, and it's just really not that interesting. And I think it's a problem with the character development. They're just like not unique enough to be rememberable. The world building, it was just really hard to visualize and like get a grasp on where I was or what the setting was. It just wasn't very engaging. And I don't really have much more to say about that. It was unfortunate because I thought it was going to be like a fun read. I think I started it on my Kindle, and I did switch to audiobook, which is why I put audiobook as the format, because that was like the majority of how I read it. And I think that was a mistake. The narrator was just the guy narrator in it really sounded like he was trying to put on like a pirate accent, which it was taking me out of it. It was yeah, I don't know. Nothing more to say about it. This book will be featured in a reading vlog I have been working on for way too long now, and I don't know when it'll come out because I'm just all over the place. So keep an eye out for that, but Lord only knows when that'll be. Yeah, the pirate accent was bad. It was also like there was the chapters alternate between the girl character and the guy character, and when it's like the girl's character POV, she would put on like a voice for the guy and vice versa. And I didn't like the way she read the guy, and I did not like the way the like male narrator spoke as him. So it was just all around not ideal. Next, I read Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. Okay, I always mess the slideshow up. I don't know how I do this every time, but anyways, um, it says it's a romance, which I guess is true, but it's more like a historical fantasy, historical romantasy. Maybe not quite, but yeah. So it's a little more than just a romance. Um, it's like okay. I'm always so scattered on these. It is sort of a Regency romance set within there is a fairy world and there's fantastical elements, but it's mainly set in like not the fairy world. So it's about this girl who, like, when she's younger is like almost kidnapped by this fairy. I think he's like a lord. He's not quite a king. Maybe he is though. And he's like stops in the middle of taking her soul, so he only takes half of her soul. And we jump years later to how she is in the present day, and she is like incapable of showing emotions or like feeling things deeply because she lost like the half of her soul that connects to emotions and stuff like that. So she my goodness. So she's sort of been cursed. And so it's set in like a Regency era England, probably, maybe Scotland, I don't remember. And she lives with her cousin, and they're being put out into society, and sort of like an evil stepmother, evil aunt situation. The main character is sort of a burden upon this family, but she has this good connection with her cousin, and her cousin is the one they're trying to like get married off out in society. And when they do, they meet this sorcerer who has some knowledge of fairy, and he quickly realizes she is cursed, and he wants to help her get her soul back. That's the premise. That's what I'll say. So as you can see, I rated this one 3 out of 5 stars. I definitely liked it more than the Ever King. I would maybe even rate this one 3.5 out of stars. Just in general, I loved like having a fantasy book set in like the Regency era. It was just really unique and fun, and I love a historical romance. But because of that, I didn't feel like the other part of the story was fully developed. I didn't feel like I really fully understood like the fairy world and the rules of that. Yeah, just sort of more problems with like the world building and setting, which the Ever King struggled with as well. But I found the characters in this book were much more enjoyable to read. And I did like, there was definitely a point where I was like kicking my feet and giggling at the romance. So that's something to be said there. But I also was just like struggling with like suspending my disbelief. Like, yes, this is like, I'm pretty sure this is young adult fantasy, but the way in which it was like explained about her like having half a soul and not having emotions, but then sometimes she would be like feeling emotions, but she'd kind of like try like get around like the plot hole by being like, this is how I would feel if I did have emotions. And it's like, how do you know that, like, if you're not actively feeling that? Like, it just didn't make sense to me. It was like, okay. And I think that's sort of the idea of like not having your soul and losing your humanity. It was reminding me a lot of like the Vampire Diaries, which that's like one of my favorite parts of the show, like when the vampires turn off their humanity and they just become like so soulless and evil. It's really fun to watch. And they truly like, when their humanity is off or whatever, they like fully commit. There's no like, I should feel this way, but I don't. I mean, no, I don't think so. So that was something that just bothered me about the book, and I think I was just getting hung up on that, but like it was probably fine if you're not a huge Vampire Diaries fan like I am. I don't know. Okay. So anyways, I read this book also for that same vlog that the Ever King will be featured in. If you can guess what it is, I'm not gonna say, but maybe you're picking up on a theme here. Then, just completely going in opposite direction, I read Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. This was the first time I'd ever read any Woolf, and as you can see, I did enjoy it. I rated this one 4 out of 5 stars, so this this was one of the better ones from June. And yeah, I was reading this with a book club. I joined part of a library where I am from. And in the library, it's run by like librarians, scholars, English teachers. And then there's just little old me there, like having really nothing intelligent to say, but loving to hear everyone in the room like talking about the literature. But this book is, I mean, I guess you could, I'm stuttering so much today. Sorry. I guess you could consider this like a classic. Um, Maybe just like all of Virginia Woolf would be. But it was super like foundational to the modernist literature movement. And this is a book that's set over the course of one full day, and it's famously written in the stream of consciousness style that Virginia Woolf really took hold of. And yeah, it is just super unique. I've not read anything like it. And, you know, it is, at least for me, it was hard to follow at times because the way the stream of consciousness works, it's not just the Mrs. Dalloway character, it's every single character in the story. Their consciousness just fuses together. Like you'll be reading one character's thoughts and then you'll suddenly be in a different character's head reading what they're thinking, and it sort of just blends together, and it like is confusing at times. And I like when I was reading it, I was like, oh gosh, I am just too dumb to be reading this. Like I was sort of feeling bad about myself, of course, like being in this group of like very scholarly people. But when I got there, a lot of the other people who had even read it before said like, yeah, it is just meant to be confusing at times, and you truly won't know what's going on, and that's just part of the style, and you have to kind of get used to it. But I think it's also just sort of beautiful, like sort of the collage of thoughts, and how it really conveys like the human experience. And I feel like that just sounds so like vague to say out of context, and I don't really know a better way to describe it. But um, yeah, so this is the 100th anniversary of Mrs. Dalloway. It was published in 1925. So that was one of the reasons we were reading it. And I was really struck at times, like reading the thoughts from these characters and being like, I literally had that same thought yesterday. And it's just really beautiful how like so much time can pass and so much things can change, but they also stay the same. And everything you're going through, these struggles that you're like, I feel so alone right now, like I'm the only person experiencing this. It's like, oh, actually everyone feels that way sometimes. And I just loved reading it for that. And yeah, just immensely interesting characterization in a novel that you just gotta like read it to see. I don't know that I have the words to describe it, but you really just have to be like willing to go into it and accept that you're gonna be confused. Like it can be frustrating at times being like, girl, what are you talking about? um and I think I probably would have had a lot more of a difficult time reading it had I not been a part of that book club, and hearing people like discuss it and like helped me understand what was going on and how I was feeling about it. So yes, it got 4 out of 5 stars for me. I would definitely read another Virginia Woolf book. I think this is maybe one of the more convoluted ones. Maybe that's like too harsh for a word. Complicated, I guess. I've heard I think To the Lighthouse is maybe a little bit more digestible, so I think I might try reading that one on my own without the help of like a book club and see if like I can get there myself. But yeah, overall it was a really good experience, and I'm just so excited to be part of that group. Oh my god, see, I swear I updated this PowerPoint, and just like when I put it into StreamYard, it doesn't update because I did not list this genre as YA dystopian. That is not what it is. It's like a classic or literary fiction, maybe. So yeah, that was a mistake, and I don't think this is why dystopian. I just need everyone to know that. Okay, then I read A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. And this is another fantasy that I listened to as an audiobook. So that's maybe why I like didn't feel like I read that much this month, because I sort of felt like I read the same book like 3 times. My bad. Yeah, I just don't read a lot of fantasy. So when I read like 3 in 1 month, it's like I just really need to shake it up. But if you might have guessed, this is for that same vlog I was talking about. And Eden is here. Hey, girl. Just talking about what I read in June. And we're getting ready to discuss A Study in Drowning. I rated this one 3 out of 5 stars. I felt, honestly, I maybe even would give this 2.5 out of 3. I think I preferred Half a Soul to this one. Yeah. So this is a book about a girl who is an architecture student at this college. It sort of is like has a dark academia thing going on. But she really wants to be in the literature college, but that's like only for boys. So she instead goes for architecture, and she's the only girl in the architecture school. And she is really struggling, probably because she didn't actually want to do that. She wants to study literature. And she sees this opportunity pop up that's like create a blueprint. Is that the word? I don't even know. Do architecture things for the house of this very famous author, like redesign the house, rebuild the house, however you would say that. And it happens to be her favorite author. So she immediately signs up, even though she's like a first year in school and she's like failing out of her classes. But she ends up getting accepted for this opportunity, which is peculiar because she is probably not that qualified for it. So she gets to like leave school for the semester, and she's taken to this like crumbling manor estate where she's going to be staying to redesign the house. And this author has actually just died, so it's like being run by his son. And when she gets there, there's also a literature student staying there because he's doing research to write his thesis on the author. And they're like beefing majorly because she's like jealous of him because she wants to be doing what he's doing, and he's just like pretentious, I guess. And when they get there, they realize quickly that something weird is going on. There's just like a very weird, sort of dark, depressing aura. Things are not lining up to the idea they have of this author in their head. And there's also these like the town lore, I guess you could say, going around of like the fairy king who like kidnaps girls and does whatever he does. I don't even know that we ever like fully get an explanation of what he does. So that's kind of lurking in the background. That's best I can do to describe it. I liked the setting. I really enjoyed, like, sort of had like a gothic feel to like the crumbling manor. There was like a slight mystery going on of like what really happened to the author, and I don't want to say more than that to spoil it. That sort of held my interest. I found the characters pretty annoying, and I didn't really care about the romance, which is maybe just because it is a YA book, and I think, I don't know, I maybe would have enjoyed it more had I not read like 2 other fantasy books that I didn't enjoy before this, so I just think I was a little bit burnt out. But the problems I had with it, I'm trying to remember now. It was just like a little bit silly. It was just like, okay, I guess. I don't know. I didn't feel like there were ever like really strong enough stakes for me to care about what was going on, I guess. But again, I think that could really just be chalked up to me feeling really burnt out with what else I had read, but also just burnt out in my everyday life. So I don't know. I know a lot of people like this one, so I think maybe I am in the minority there. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, okay. Here is something I did want to say about this. We never are like fully grounded in like, again, just another like setting world building issue. Um, I don't know the time period of it. I think it's sort of like a made up place. Um, the majority of the book is not set in like an actual like fairy world, but it is like it's not a real place. Like they're not in England. They're in somewhere that's probably like England adjacent, but it has a fake name. And we just don't know what the time period is. So it's like you get this like immediately like she's the only girl in the architecture school. She's not allowed to be in literature because that's for boys only. So it feels like it should be like a historical fiction sort of thing. But since it's not set in like a real time period or place, you're like just sort of out of the loop. You don't get that context. But everyone in the story is so misogynistic, which is like the point of it. It's supposed to feel dated, and she's sort of breaking outside of this mold of doing things that girls don't do in this time period and setting. So like I get why that was, but it just felt heavy-handed. Like they really had to drive home that they were like living within a misogynist. Oh my gosh. Within a misogynistic time period. But it just like was draining after a while. It was like, okay, I get it. Like we hate women, got it. And I think like again, I get why she did it, but it just didn't feel very nuanced. And so it was really a drag to read. Leah's here. Hey. You're going to read A Study in Drowning in Fall. I think that makes sense. It has sort of a moody gothic vibe. Sorry that you walked in on me kind of hating on it, but I give it 3 out of 5 stars. So I did somewhat enjoy it. And I do think I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't read it like back to back to back with all the other books. So Leah, I will be interested to hear your thoughts on it when you read it in the fall. Let me know. Okay, moving right along. The last book I read in May was Recursion by Blake Crouch. This was my in-person book club's June book, and it was also our 2-year anniversary, which was really special because I started the book club right after I graduated college, so a lot of the girls in my book club are like people I graduated with. So it's kind of a fun way to like keep track of like, oh, we graduated 2 years ago. And also our book club is 2 years old. And we decided to read Recursion to celebrate because we previously had read Blake Crouch's other book, Dark Matter, and we all loved it. It wasn't quite a 5-star sweep, but like I think the lowest rating was like a 4-star. So it was like a big hit in book club. Hey, Bree. Oh my gosh. Well, if you're ever in Ohio, hit me up. You can join my in-person book club. I actually do have like some friends who come in from out of town to join it. So it's a well-beloved book club and open to anyone. And Lissy's here too. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, so we read Recursion. Unfortunately, I did not enjoy it as much as I enjoyed Dark Matter. So I landed on a 3 out of 5 star. And I do really feel like it was heavily affected by the fact that I loved Dark Matter so much and I was comparing them. So if you're not familiar, Recursion is sort of I'm like, how do you even say this without spoiling? It is another like multiverse type of book, which is also what Dark Matter is. Like they're very similar in some ways, but very different in other ways. But sort of the way the book kicks off, the premise is that there is this illness going around called false memories syndrome, where people will one day wake up and they have this like memory of living a different life with like, I think one example is like they wake up and they're like, I was married to this person, we had a kid together, we had this whole life, and I woke up and that kid doesn't even exist. I never married that person. And it's like resulting in like a suicide epidemic because it's, you know, making people feel insane. And so it sort of is like getting to the bottom of what's causing that. And it follows two characters, a cop in New York City named Barry, and then the other one is a scientist named Helena. And she is working on this memory chair, trying to find a way to restore memories of people who have Alzheimer's. And I don't think I can say more than that without spoiling it, but I just feel like it really struggled because of how similar it is to Dark Matter. So I'll briefly touch on that one. Is also a multiverse book, but instead of these sort of like false memories, it's about this guy who really wanted to be like a scientist and create these like world-changing inventions, but he ends up settling down with his wife and he is just a science teacher. He didn't like pursue his passion. But one night he's like kidnapped, he's hit in the back of the head, and when he wakes up, he's living this life he would have had he pursued science. But he's trying to, usually when stories like that happen, they're like, oh, well, let me see what this life is like. You know, like I did want to pursue this. But the difference in this one is that this guy like really loves his wife and he's like, get me out of here. I want to go back home now. So it's him kind of traveling through this multiverse, trying to find his way back home. So the difference with recursion is that they are sort of exploring the concept of like the multiverse and different lives, but it's just at times it's a little bit repetitive. And it sort of even like falls into like a Groundhog Day thing at one point, which was just really a drag to read. Cop named New York called Barry, beginning of a joke. Yeah. Silly character. It was interesting. Lizzie just picked up Dark Matter, but no idea when I'll start it. I love Dark Matter, and I want to hear your thoughts when you do read it. I'd say bump that one up on your list, or save it for when you're in a reading slump, because it is like a really good page turner. So a lot of people in my book club, when we read it, said it like helped them get back into the swing of reading. That's what I'd say. What do the crown and numbers mean? Crown. Wait. The numbers are my rating. Is that what you're talking about, or something on the cover? Ew, in the chat. I don't know. I cannot see that, but maybe something about recurring viewers? I don't know. Yeah, so this wasn't my favorite, but it wasn't bad either. Like it held my interest and it kept me, you know, turning the page, but I just found it a little bit repetitive and I did not like the characters nearly as much as I did in Dark Matter. And so yeah, now I'm just kind of confused because I was hoping that Blake Crouch would become like an auto-buy author for me, but now I'm thinking he might be a one-hit wonder. Sorry to say. I'll have to read his other book. I think it's called Upgrades. That one doesn't seem to be a multiverse thing, But if he does it again, I will be a little bit like, we got to do something else. Like, we can't write the same book over and over again. Brie has 25 XP. Okay. Something new on YouTube. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I haven't heard of it. I don't know. Oh my god. There's like a giant fly flying around. So sorry if you see me swatting. Oh my god, it is like really trying to get me. Anyways, that's how I felt about recursion. I would recommend it, but it's just hard to recommend it when I would recommend dark matter so much more. So maybe read it before you read dark matter, and maybe you'll like have a better time with it. And those are all the books I read in June. So 5 books overall. Could have been better, but it was a decent reading month, especially for how busy I was moving and just everything else going on. So yeah, that's what I'll say about that. Oh yes, that's Ripley. This is him. Like, I took this picture yesterday in my new apartment. He's just like loving this couch I got. And you can also see all my unpacked or still packed boxes. Getting through it slowly but surely. So yeah, I guess to kind of conclude the wrap up, I haven't posted in like a month, I think. And I just haven't had the time to sit down and film or edit, but I'm hoping to get back into it soon because I have like a lot of videos in the works and things I've been reading towards, but I've just been like, I don't know. I need to like protect my peace because I was just getting so burnt out with how much I had going on, and trying to move on top of that is just like hell on earth. Like the 2 worst things ever, looking for a job and moving. So luckily I was not looking for a job, but I was moving, and I'm so glad to just be past it now. And I just want to like finish unpacking and get my apartment set up before I kind of get back into the swing of things. So I'm really trying to push myself to finish that this week. And for those in the chat, you can give me your input on maybe some things you'd like to see. I sort of just like started casually filming like a reading vlog, summer reading vlog without any sort of theme, just as like something low key to do to like get me back in the swing of content creation. So I could like prioritize that, or I was thinking about doing the mid-year freak out tag, which is sort of like we're sort of rapidly passing mid-year. So I think if I do that, I need to do it like this week. But yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm just like, but also part of me wants to just be like completely on hold until I can finish unpacking, because I struggle with like doing too many things at once. And if I'm like editing my video but putting this box away, like I might just end up getting neither thing done. So in that case, maybe I'll just try and do a few more live streams while I'm getting into the swing of things. I don't know, but I appreciate everyone for bearing with me. Yes, the vibes are much better here. I'll do a quick turnaround. You can see like my unpacked boxes, but the kitchen. Okay, nothing set up. Truly just boxes and vibes. But it's better. So once I actually like have my living room set up, once I actually get a TV, I'll be living beautifully. And then I can sit on this comfy couch and read my books and make my videos. The move went well. It was just so exhausting, and I'm still recovering. But I had to go back to work today, and I was just so like tired, and my brain was not working, and I was like, I really could have used an extra day off, but luckily we have Friday off in America because of Independence Day, which, ew, disgusting, blah, but thank God I don't have to work. Erin, I'm so sorry. I just like actually called you out so hard. Job search and apartment hunt. Well, at least you found an apartment. You just need to pack up, and you know what? You'll easy. You got it in the bag. So just worry about one thing at a time, and you got it. Oh no, and Bree's looking for a job. I'm so sorry, everyone. We're just like, it's kind of just like the summer of going through it. Yeah, and it's been like hot as hell, like so just swampy and miserable. But thank God my new apartment has AC. I'm like literally like praising a higher power I don't even believe in because of how miraculous this is. Like, oh God. I had like in my old apartment, I had both of my AC like window units running on high blast, and I could see in my thermostat it said it was 94 degrees inside. So that's been my vibe, but now I have AC. Yes, yeah, maybe if I do just like a casual vlog, there will be some unpacking footage. I was filming while packing and hoping to film like a setting up my new bookshelf thing here. So that's a video to expect. But I think I want to like custom build some like wall shelves for my books, which will require my dad helping me, and he lives in a different state, so who knows when that'll be. So don't hold your breath, I guess. Yes, I love these chairs. I got them yesterday off Facebook Marketplace. Ooh, it's not turning around. Oh, wait, here we go. So cute. Yeah, I'm really bad about like thinking like, oh, I'm probably not going to be in this apartment that long. So I like at my last apartment, I barely hung anything up on the walls, and it just like is sad. It gets like so bleak, and it's like even if I'm only going to be here for a year or two, like let me put that hole in the wall and I'll just patch it up when I leave, and it will be fine. It will literally be fine. So, these are all the things I'm grappling with right now. But yeah, if I can swing it, I'm gonna try and film like the mid-year freakout tag this week while also having just like the reading vlog in the background, so maybe I can do like a back-to-back upload. But don't hold me to it because I'm trying my best. Plants and books, that's so true. Unfortunately, I'm really bad at keeping plants alive, like so bad. So I might have to get fake plants, but they really do elevate a space. You have renter-friendly option? Yes, that's true. I love a command hook, but a lot of the stuff I have, like this is a really big, heavy frame, and the renter-friendly options will not hold it. So I'm getting my drill out. Which I don't have a drill, but metaphorically, I'm getting my drill out. Snake plants. Okay, are those... The other problem is that I have a cat and he will chomp on my plants. So if they're toxic at all, I can't have them, which stinks. Okay, does anyone want to do some reading sprints? I don't know if I can go that late tonight just because I do have some unpacking to do, but I am so excited to be reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, B.E. Schwab's new book, and I have a signed edition. I have someone I went to college with posted that she got the book from a signing, and I commented on it that I was jealous, and she was like, oh, I have an extra one, I'll send it to you. I'm blessed. So she sent me this signed edition, and I am so excited because I love E. Schwab and I love vampires. So I'm hoping to read this a little bit. And Leah read it last week. What did you think? Oh my gosh, let me know. I'm only like 10 pages in so far, so very early. Did the propagation you had on the windowsill survive the move? If not, I have so many more to gift you. Ooh, no. She was burnt to a crisp. I actually did accidentally light that one on fire at one point because I put it too close to a candle. But yeah, then I just didn't water it and it died. But maybe second time's the charm. If you'll trust me to have another one. And snake plants aren't toxic. That's good to know because I do like the way those look. Spiky. Love V. Schwab. So far, I mean, literally 10 pages in, if that. But I'm getting an Addie LaRue vibe. Maybe that's just sort of like the fact that there's like different time periods. Excited to see where it's gonna go. It's not at all what I expected. Female unhingedness. Ooh, yes. Okay, I love that. That is excellent to hear. And now I'm even more excited. So thank you for sharing. How long of sprints are we thinking tonight? I don't know. Maybe like, what time is it now? Maybe like 2 30-minute sessions? Let me know what you all think. I also am reading another book, which is an ARC that was sent to me. And I need to put it on my Kindle, but I'm reading it on my phone right now. So I'll just show you the cover. Ooh, and it's not loading because my Wi-Fi is bad. Oh wait, I actually haven't even set my Wi-Fi up yet. I'm on my data. Okay, let me see if I can Google it and pull up a higher res image. Okay, yeah, because the cover is cool. So I got this ARC. Of course, it's backwards, but it's called Vampires at Sea. Crazy cover. And this is sort of like a vampire satire. Whoa, awesome rhyme. But it's like vampires and they're on a cruise. I'm also only like 10 pages into that one, so I can't really say more about that. But what a perfect summer book. Like, for me, I love vampires, and they're on a cruise? That's so silly. So yes, I'm probably going to be reading Bury Our Bones just because this is on my phone, and I don't really want to be reading on my phone right now. But that's potentially an option, something I'm working on. And just since, while we're talking, here are my loose reading plans for July. Those 2 books that I just mentioned. I have started, I'm almost done with the Happy Place audiobook. I was just needing like a fun summer read, like a light romance book, which it's not, in terms of romance books, it's not that light, but I'm really enjoying it. Like 70% in, might be my favorite Emily Henry book so far. Like it might even be out. Funny story, which is interesting because I feel like people who don't typically love Emily Henry books really love Happy Place, and that's the case for me. I don't hate Emily Henry by any means. I just sort of feel like, okay, like, yeah, I'll read them, but it's not maybe my favorite. But I'm really enjoying Happy Place. Good night, Leah. I hope you sleep well. Thank you for being on even so late. Happy Place is my favorite Emily Henry book. Yeah. Yes, I do think it's better than Funny Story. Yeah. I'm crazy. I don't know if you'd feel that way, Emily. Eden, sorry, I have Emily Henry on the mind. Because I feel like the sort of like Miles, the way his character is like compared to that like New Girl guy, which I haven't even seen, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. In my mind, I feel like you will like that one more. But Happy Place is sort of like a second chance romance. It's like this couple that has broken up, but they haven't told their friends yet because they were all like in the same friend group, so it's just kind of ruined the vibe of their dynamic forever. But they get invited on this like trip to this like summer cabin in Maine where they always go every summer, and it's like going to be the last summer ever because they're selling the house. So they decide to not tell their friends that they've broken up yet, just to like live out one more happy summer. And so as you can imagine, it's sort of like a fake dating thing, but at the same time being like a second chance romance. And I love it. I think it's really good. And I think I don't even really know how to put it into words right now, but I think the way the characters already have so much like history built up between them is just really like rich and dynamic. Whereas a lot of the times reading romance books, like the parts where they're like getting to know each other and falling in love, I just sort of get a little bit bored during, because sometimes romance novels just don't write the most in-depth characters, and it's more about like the romance and the plot than the characters, which is not my thing. But I just really like the characters in here, and I like the sort of tension of like it goes back and forth between present and past, and you don't know exactly why they broke up, but there's this like sort of mystery pulling you throughout, being like, okay, well, seems like they had a good thing going, so why did it end? Are they gonna get back together? There's tension there. I love it. Might need to tap in before summer's over. I think yes. And I highly recommend the audiobook, but I'm sure it would be good on Kindle or physical as well. We're up to the end of the airport. I might be getting close to that point soon. Probably like later tonight when I might even finish it tonight when I'm like unpacking, put my little headphones in. Aaron says, I picture Sam Claflin for the entirety of Happy Place. Ooh! I like that. Sort of like a Love Rosie type of vibe. I like have a very specific guy in my mind for him. Win, but I cannot remember the actor's name. But if I can remember later, I'll send you a picture. Yes. Yep. I'm following. And I'm agreeing. But also, it's not who I was picturing. Who I'm picturing is a little bit weird. So maybe I won't tell you. Anyways, let me pull up a little Pomodoro timer because I am behind and I didn't do that in advance. Okay, I know we've been loving the like little kitty Pomodoro. I've been like pulling on some of my past live streams. They gave my ass a copyright strike. Not them specifically, but YouTube did, I guess, for using whatever music's on there. So that sucks, and I guess I won't be doing it again. Maybe I could if I like muted the video, but I liked the music in it, so that's just such a bummer. So I'm gonna go back to that Aura one that doesn't have sound. Okay. All right, pulling it up. Oh no, your browser's blocked screen. Ooh. Good night, Lizzie. Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh, it's not letting me share my screen. Uh-oh. Okay, one more time. Oh, awesome. That's obviously what I wanted to do, right? Okay, one more time. Share screen. Allow. Oh, and I did it again. What? This is crazy. Wait, me in the bottom down here? Okay, I'm getting like eaten alive by Firefox right now. Okay, I'm gonna try one more thing. If I like separate the windows, maybe I'll be able to do it. And if not, then I'm just gonna put on a little sticker or something. Sorry guys, I did not troubleshoot this before I went live, which is what I usually do. Okay, wait, I think I got it. Yes! It still has that weird little blurry me in the bottom, which is so funny. No, okay, that's not what I want either. Okay, wow, it's not gonna like, I don't think it's gonna let me read the chat. Oh my gosh, I will not be using Firefox again. This sucks. Okay, hold on. One more time. Share screen. Hello. Okay. Didn't want. Wow. Wait, actually, it's kind of fun. Okay, wait, maybe we'll do that. But I can't make it full screen because it will like, it like makes it so I can't see the screen. Sorry guys, you're just gonna have to enjoy the sidebar there. Okay. My brain is like malfunctioning. Okay, I'm gonna start them. I'm gonna briefly turn off my camera because I need to turn my AC on because I'm sweating. And then I'll read my book. So yeah. Let me know what you're reading in the chat. Let me know. I am reading this one. This one is pretty thick, so I feel like she's gonna take up most of my July, but oh, I'm excited. So yeah, okay, starting timer. I already said it. You get the gist. Let's get it. Okay. Be back 1 second. Oh, it doesn't stop my camera. Okay, well, I'm just gonna walk out of the screen for a second. Oh, but not before I comment on Bree reading Piglet. I want to read that one, and I'm so excited to hear your thoughts. It really sounds like something that's up my alley. It sounds like something that's up your alley too. How are you liking it so far? I'll be back. Oh, and now I'm small. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. That was 30 minutes. How did we do? I think I read 14 pages of Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Really enjoying so far. I've read a good handful of V.E. Schwab books, and just so immediately, knock on wood, but I think this is some of her best writing. It's just like really beautiful and immersive, and I'm only like 25 pages in, so that could change, but I have faith in V. Schwab that she's gonna pull through for the rest of the story. And I love vampires, so I'm winning. Okay, remind me what everyone is reading and how many pages you read in that little time period. And I realized during the sprint that I cut myself off earlier. I was talking about what I was planning, like my July TBR, and then I got distracted. So I got distracted talking about Happy Place, which is another book I'm reading right now. So Erin read a couple chapters of her Throne of Glass reread, and she's loving it so far. Fun. And you also did a reread of Akatar, right? You're good on you for rereading. I always say I'm going to reread books, and then I never do. But I do have some rereads planned coming soon, so hopefully I'll actually commit to that. Yeah. My other July books, okay, Happy Place, Bury My Bones, I keep messing up this title, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, and I'm slurring. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, Vampires at Sea. I also started reading Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood on my Kindle, but I have a hold on at the library for the audiobook, and I think I'm just going to wait for the audiobook because I just do better with Ali Hazelwood books as audiobooks. I don't know why. It's like when I'm the same way with TV shows, like whatever format I start them on, I have to read the rest the same way. And I've read all of her other books as audiobooks, so now I'm just having trouble reading that one on my Kindle. But if my hold comes in, that will be one I read in July. We had another buddy read we were supposed to do with Leah and some other people in our little Discord server in June, but I just completely spaced it. But we're gonna read When the Coffee Gets Cold. So if I have time, I'll pick that one up this month. And then the other little library book club book is the new Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Life, which I placed a hold on that one as well for the audiobook. I feel like it's not going to come in on time. But if it does, I'm going to read that one in July also. Oh, and then my book club book for in-person book club is The Rachel Incident. Can't remember who the author is right now. This is about the Akatar reread. I did, but it kind of stopped after the third book. Cole is actually doing his first read of Court of Silver Flames right now. Okay, fun. Wasn't there supposed to be an announcement about a new book? She said after or maybe it's just that she's gonna start working on a new Akatar book now that the new Crescent City book came out. Interested to hear what that will be. Because I still need to read A Court of Wings and Ruin, I think that's what it's called. Eden says, I didn't get anything read, but I did get all of our dinner cut up and prepped in the oven. I know that's right. Tell us what you're having, girl. I'm hungry now. Yeah, I am. I think we're going to do one more 30-minute reading session, and then I'm going to get off so that I can make dinner myself. And let's hope I don't fall asleep in this next one. I can't stop yawning. I'm so tired. But I'm really enjoying this so far, and I'd like to continue on. So if you all are ready for another 30 minutes, let's get into it. And let's see if I can remember how to correctly share my screen again. Okay. Welcome back. That was another 30 minutes. Let's see, I was on page 27 and now I am on page 41. So that is 14 pages? Okay. I think I read 28 total. Pretty good, pretty good. I am so sucked into this. I'm probably when I get off here gonna make dinner and then keep reading it. I am just loving the writing. It is so immersive, and I think like I don't really know like even how to articulate this. I feel like it's gonna sound dumb when I say it, but I know a book is good when I'm reading it and I can like direct the shots in my head of how it would translate into a movie, and like the atmosphere is just there. Like it's very immersive. I think that's what it is. And I'm already like the book is sort of set up by like jumping through different characters. Like the first one, it says it's a girl named Maria set in 1592. Oh, 1532, sorry. And then it switches to a character named Alice in 2019. And then we get another character named Lottie, and it doesn't say the date. And even though I'm like getting a very quick glimpse at all of them, they're all very interesting and like I want to keep reading about them. But so far I'm enjoying the like shifting narratives as well. So oh, V.E. Schwab, you've done it again. And oh, I can't wait to see where it goes because I like didn't even really read the description on the back. I just knew V.E. Schwab, vampires, lesbians. Sold. Didn't need to hear anything else. So yeah, what a great book to kick off June with. And yeah, let me know what you guys read. How many pages if you were very productive during the sprints. Love to hear it. I'd love to know what everyone was reading. Yes. I keep thinking it's Monday because I had work off yesterday, but it's Tuesday. And I am hungry now. It's 9 p.m. So I should probably get off to make dinner. But I also just like don't feel like cooking. So that's the ever ongoing struggle. Okay, Bree read 60 pages. Let's go. Hopefully you're enjoying Piglet so far. I hope you like it because I know if you like it, then I'm gonna like it. I just know that. So I'll keep an eye out for a wrap up because I probably will not get to it this month. So I'll be able to hear your thoughts first. Eden finished chapter 45 of Court of Mist and Fury. Let's go. And you finished cutting up all your chopping things for dinner. So yeah, you're winning. Great little productive reading sprints. While I was reading, I was just like thinking my brain is just running. I realized I have packed my little like adapter to like get videos off my camera from like the SD card to my computer. Like that shit is in a box somewhere and I don't know where. So definitely not going to be able to upload a video anytime soon until I actually unpack. So that just kind of validated my feelings that I needed to just fully finish unpacking before I got back into my YouTube routine. So sorry to say, probably not going to be another video for a while, but I'm hoping like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I'll try and go live again before then. I know last week we said or that wasn't last week, whenever it was, we were loving Wednesday reading sprints, but next Wednesday is my mom's birthday, so I will not be available. But maybe next Tuesday? I don't know. Maybe. But But yes, it is now unpacking time. And then once I'm settled here, we can get into all the fun things and the videos I've been cooking up but not executing. So, yeah. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had a very cozy time reading and got a lot done. And hopefully, I'll see you again real soon. Eden says she likes Tuesday sprints. Okay. Noted. Good to know. All right. Good night, everyone. Sleep well, and I'll see you soon. I hope.